I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's hard.
87% of African Americans have identified to be connected to some religion. 79% of them say that religion is a huge aspect of their lives. Now, 83% of African Americans claim to be Christian, with about 45% of those claiming to be of the denomination of Baptist. The one following that is the one that I am. 17% of the population of African Americans who do claim to be Protestant are non-denominational. And I realize that being a Christian and talking about Christianity, particularly in spaces like this, it usually is always the same conversation. Why are you believing in the white man's religion? Stop doing your oppressive stuff, right? And as much as I may, want to fight that on a historical level, I can also say that I think it would be bad to only look at religion in that state for African Americans. It's important to also understand it and look at it from a historical and anthropologist context. It was the church that often provides some of the only political and social services to African Americans, everything from job listings to healthcare. It also would be a little almost impossible to understand the civil rights movement without the undertone of religious rhetoric that led it. And then, of course, it's not only our revolutionaries who would talk against white oppression, but black liberation theologists such as James Cone, and even more recently, Jeremiah Wright, who almost cost President Obama his election, right, for the things that he was willing to say from the pulpit. So understanding how this is a very paradoxical relationship of understanding that this is the idea of oppression, but also as an idea of resistance, totally made me understand why in 2015, in the summer, some scrawny kid named Dylan Roof decided to walk into a church to start a race war.
Fuck that guy.
Why not? Why not go to the place where African Americans have historically found refuge and historically found the roots to their resistance? Well, that's why if I ever saw Dylan Roof and I had a chance to talk to him either before or after he had his Burger King, I'd probably tell him, nice try, Dylan. But we still going to church. We still gonna claim this white man's religion once used to enslave us. We still gonna fill these white pews with this black plight. We still gonna hallelujah. Still gonna be a nigga. Still gonna come as we are in our Sunday's best casket ready. I said we still gonna be a nigga. We still gonna lift every voice and sing and lock our hands like chain links at benediction. Still gonna tithe our 10%. Still gonna Bible study. Still gonna communion. Still gonna shout and praise and tongue. I know why you chose here, Dylan. The church has always been a womb for black revolution, a breeding ground for resistance, the source of our faith, our hope, our tenacity, our strength. But Dylan, if bombing our basements couldn't stop us, if assassinating our leaders couldn't stop us, if burning crosses on our front lawns couldn't stop us, how could you, with spontaneous rage? Did you forget that we are children of God, Dylan? And who doesn't love unexpected trips home? So nice try, Dylan, but we still going to church. We still gonna pray with these blood-stained Bibles, knowing that Jesus' word should be the only one stained in red. We still going to church, even if only in hopes that you find your healing. We still going to church, even if only to pray that God has mercy on your soul. We still going to church, even if only to learn how to forgive you. Even though our hearts are heavy, even though infirmities plague our souls, even though we are in need of rest, we still going to church. We still going to church. We still going to church. We still go.